Welcome back, everyone. It is time to be educated and have fun while doing it. Why not? We are joined by Hannah Behrens, the owner of Cloverland Botanicals. How are you doing today, Hannah?
I'm doing all right.
I'm so glad that you are here. We've been talking for the past maybe like month
Almost a month now. Yeah.
Like, trying to get
You've been
this,
after me a long time.
like trying to get this schedule, and I finally have you here. I'm so excited for this segment. So I just want to dive right into it. You know, you do herbal medicine treatment, correct?
Well, I don't use the words medicine or treatment.
Okay.
There's a little bit of a legal gray area that herbalists practice in. So I'm what I call a clinical herbalist.
Okay.
There's no licensing process for herbalists in the U.S., so I can't legally use words like treatment or medicine. So what I do is kind of customized, personalized education and custom formulation for folks to work with whatever sort of health condition they're working on.
That's pretty awesome. And how did you get into this? What is your background? Where does your knowledge come from?
Yeah, so I did my undergraduate in conservation biology with a focus on botany and plants. And I loved it. I really did love that field. But I had some chronic health issues myself. And when I graduated college, I was like, okay, well, what am I going to do now?
Yeah.
Do I want to keep, you know, on the funding treadmill that is science work, or do I want to try and figure out, well, how do I leverage my scientific background in a way that can help other people and help myself? And at that point, I'd had some personal experiences with herbal medicine as well, and so that's kind of what drew me to it. So I did a 3-year program after my undergraduate education in clinical herbal medicine, and here we are.
Yeah, that's awesome. That is really cool. Not only do you have that lived experience, you're very studied on the subject. Like, that is awesome. That tells me, you know, you're really passionate about what you do.
Yeah, I love what I do.
So,
absolutely love it.
So what goes into this herbal, all of your herbs? Like, do you make these yourself? Like, where do you get these from?
Yeah, some of them I grow and dry myself. I also use a lot of tinctures. I actually didn't bring any tinctures this morning, just because I thought it's a lot nicer to look at tea herbs than a brown bottle full of tincture. But I use teas and tinctures in some capsules. I do make some of them myself and grow some of them myself, but some I also buy from suppliers that I really trust to do a really good job. There's a lot of not so great quality products on the market, and so you know, one of my goals in having an apothecary that I offer to my clients is that I'm making sure that they have access to good high quality herbs.
So what is the range of health challenges that you see that your clients face?
Oh gosh, anything and everything. Really, the distinction is, are they coming to me and I'm kind of their primary support, or am I doing more adjunct support? So if someone comes to me with, like, let's say, IBS, I might be their primary support. Medical care for IBS is unsatisfactory for a lot of patients, and it happens to be something that herbs are really good at. So I might be their primary support person for something like IBS. But if someone comes to me and they have just gotten a cancer diagnosis, for example, that's not something that herbs can manage on their own. However, there are some things that herbs can do for someone with a cancer diagnosis. We might be able to help their nausea or help keep their white blood cell counts up as they go through chemotherapy. So kind of managing like side effects, doing more adjunct care, that would be kind of what I would do in a more serious situation like that. I would say the only thing that I absolutely do not do is emergency medicine.
Yeah, I mean,
if you need to be in the ER, don't call your herbalist, go to the ER.
I mean, that makes sense.
But pretty much anything else is fair game. I see all kinds of things. This time of year, especially this year, I have seen a lot of people with Lyme disease.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm also always recommending that people get antibiotics from their doctor if that's the case. But also there are some herbal things that we can do to make that process a little easier.
That makes sense. And what herbs did you bring here today? I'm definitely curious about the 3
Yeah,
you've got
so
here.
I brought 3 today. John, before when he was after me to get on the show, was asking about herbs for anxiety. So I brought 3 of my favorite herbs for anxiety. One that's probably familiar to many people is lavender. We usually think of it as something we use as essential oil, but it also can be useful as tea, which is what I brought today. I brought tulsi, which is one of my favorites for stress and anxiety. Very easy to grow, even in a pot on your porch, a little patio box. And it tastes really nice. And then the third one that I brought is linden, also known as lime flower, or let's see, basswood around here is the species. And it's an urban tree that's planted really commonly in cities, and it's about to bloom. So I wanted to bring that one in because it's one of my favorites for anxiety and stress, and we're about to have it blooming up full on.
Yeah, that's cool.
I love that. You know, this is why I was really so like adamant about getting you here, because I'm like, these are things that I feel like people should know about. If, you know, let's say they feel like maybe, you know, they don't want to go to a doctor for something small, or, you know, something that they feel like may not be that serious. They may want something more natural, may not want certain antibiotics that, you know, may not necessarily, well, antibiotics is something that you should get if, you know, you have something serious, but may not, you know, they may not be able to do that at the moment. So I feel like this is like a very educational piece that, you know, people should really, that people should know about, and, you know, something that you offer here in the UP. So it's really nice that you're here, but we have to take a quick commercial break, everyone. But when we come back, Hannah's going to show us how she creates her herbal treatment tailored to someone's specific needs. So stay with us.